What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Joindota League Season 10. We've got the second best of one on the day. Team Toast going up against Team Bad English. Both these two teams kind of in the middle of the pack right now, so I expect to see them in the next Division 1 side of things. This is, I think, it's TBE's last game, so they're looking pretty good. Even if they lose here, they're still not going to be guaranteed Division Two. In fact, no one is guaranteed Division Two at this point, so they're still doing pretty well. And Team Toast, they just lost Kefka. They hostile takeover or something. I don't know. Moved over to Pro Dota. Either way, they're gonna be working with the new guy, Mr. Mime, who apparently is all in the Pokemon Go craze, even though Mr. Mime is kind of a shit Pokemon. Like, let's be honest, guys. As far as Psychic types go in Gen 1, Alakazam has him easy on top. And even Starmie, oh baby, Starmie's so much better. So yeah, Mr. Mime's kind of sucky. But either way, Team Toast still going to open things up. Faceless Void Phoenix. And this is a good old opening, right? Like, this is the classic opening, at least with this patch. Get the Supernova overhead, get the Faceless Void Chronosphere to hold them there. They may not always have enough damage to kill off the likes of an Alchemist. I mean, the combos it does a lot of damage, but it does kind of a lot of damage over time. It's not really bursty at all. So as far as killing off an Alchemist, it is going to be Team Toast needing a lot more damage. Probably one of those range damage dealers like a Clinks to really dump damage in the Chronosphere onto an Alchemist, really burst him down super quick. But for Team Bad English, going up with the Shoutyman first pick and then going for an Alchemist second, not exactly the best follow-up to Shoutyman. Again, we're seeing a lot of first pick Shoutyman, and I don't really think teams are fully capitalizing on the power of this hero. Now, he is really good up against Chronosphere, that's for sure. As long as you don't get caught by the Chronosphere, you're able to bubble the most valuable friend that you have in that, and then they're guaranteed not to die, at least for a little bit of time. So there's some value to be had with that. With the Alchemist, Shoutyman, yeah, is worth picking up to protect the Alchemist, but doesn't really have any huge synergies with the hero. I guess you can set up for an unstable concoction. That would be pretty sweet. I feel like teams did that way back when Alchemist was picked up occasionally as kind of like this four-position support hero. So, I mean, it's probably not going to be the case. Mid lane Alchemist or bust nowadays, but at least there's always that possibility, right? Pick up unstable concoction, set up for a stun, kabam, got him. Once you set up for acid spray also, so you like shake the potion, drop the acid with the soul catcher, it does quite a bit of damage. But right off the bat for Team Bad English, looks like they're going to go for a little bit of a slower style. And Team Toast, they probably are going to do very much so the same. Faceless Void Phoenix, it's really in the mid game where they really start to get going. Phoenix early game is very, very situationally powerful. Like, sometimes he'll be the most broken hero in Dota, other times he just won't be doing anything. Really depends on the situation and what lanes you're going to be looking at. Ricky and Terrorblade banned out. There's some, I mean, at least the Terrorblade, the hero that usually is picked up with this combo, just to play aggressively versus an Alchemist for one thing, but also dump damage into a Chronosphere. If you could do both with any one pick, then yeah, for Team Toast, that is going to be what they should be looking for. Since even though they have a kind of a slower start, you kind of have to get in before the Alchemist gets really huge, or pick up like a really good counter like an Ancient Apparition or something like that, which wouldn't be too terrible. It'll make the Dazzle really bad. Lane-wise, not really the best with a Phoenix already on board for Team Toast, but they could definitely make it work if they really want to go down that route. But for Bad English, this Dazzle is going to serve so many roles. Now, first of all, you got the Shoutyman Dazzle combination. So you put them in a bubble, surround them with all your units and illusions and whatnot, then Shadow Wave, and it's going to destroy the enemy more often than not, especially with the Alchemist minus armor on top of that. Oh baby, that's a lot of physical damage. Outside of that, being able to save an Alchemist even further is quite nice. Now, they are able to give this Alchemist a lot of defensive support with TBE's supporting cast, and that's kind of nice, but they are lacking pretty desperately in offensive power. I mean, you could play defensively, make sure your Alchemist doesn't die all day, but just because you're not dying as Alchemist doesn't mean you're farming as Alchemist, doesn't mean you're getting ahead. So that's what they need out of their other cores right now, and I'm not really sure what cores are going to give that to them. Like a Clockwork type hero for the off lane can do that very well for Team Bad English. Beastmaster does it perhaps the best, but he's banned out, so that's obviously not an option. It just seems like Team Bad English won't really be able to play proactively in this game for really any duration of this game until they grab a Luna. Okay, that's some way to go. So now this tri-lane for Team Bad English, with the extra damage, is perhaps even potent enough to put the screws to Team Toast in an offensive tri-lane. Now, Alchemist doesn't really need that much help given most lane matchups. He will maybe struggle from like level 1 through 3, but after that he'll kind of stabilize. This is actually going to be a lot of space creation for TBE. if it is going to be an offensive tri-lane, something like a last pick Broodmother can just buy so much space for TBE. From Team Toast, they are going to stick to their guns, Lion, Batrider. So they are very, very initiation and utility heavy. But for Team Toast, this is not really the most overtly aggressive draft when you're trying to deal with an Alchemist. Lane-wise, it's decent, but not enough to significantly hold up against a Luna tri-lane, which I expect is going to be coming the way of Team Toast. So yeah, they're very initiation heavy, which is quite nice in some respects. Usually it's towards the mid game and the later stages of the game where that's going to be entirely relevant. The downside is that it's very, very execution heavy for Team Toast. They have to make sure that the Chronospheres land, and they have to make sure the Batrider is going to be able to get enough farm to get those lassos going. At the same time, you have to make sure that those lassos aren't going to be kind of pseudo countered by the Shadow Demon, and you're probably never going to kill off that lasso target because of the grave. So yeah, they'll be able to start the fights, but how do they actually get enough damage to end the fights? It's going to be hard. I mean, Faceless Void doesn't really do a ton of it. Even if he gets quite a bit of farm, he's usually on the lower end of the damage scale as far as cores are concerned. Something like a Gyrocopter, I feel like for Team Toast, or a Morphling. I don't know. I mean, the Weaver would have been a good pick. TBE only have one stun in that Unstable Concoction. So in that regard, yeah, Faceless Void should be able to survive decently in the early stages. The Team Toast really need to grab initiative early on if they're going to pressure this Alchemist. Because again, their heroes aren't really the most overtly aggressive. As far as pushing towers are concerned, Team Toast don't do that. As far as killing Roche is concerned, no, they don't really do that either. So they'll have to look for kills pretty consistently into TBE. Now this this Luna pick made the Dazzle a lot better, that's for sure. Luna is an inherently fragile hero, and just having the backup of Dazzle and Shadow Demon is quite nice. Accidentally banned out Team Toast. They grab a Storm Spirit last. That's a decent amount of late game power for the Team Toast side. Again, very, very initiation heavy, but this is, I don't think, a really great pick here for Toast. I mean, for Team Bad English, they will most likely run this Alchemist mid, right? Well, Nyx Assassin, the last pick. Okay, so I was going to say, like, even without seeing the last pick for Team Bad English, I like their draft a lot better. The Storm Spirit is, maybe going to get some help from a Lion. That's probably not even a complete given. The hero usually does need quite a bit of help. You could go up against an Alchemist and do okay as a Storm Spirit, but even then, I would favor the Alchemist in lane, even though Alchemist is usually regarded as kind of one of the more passive laners. Doesn't really do a whole lot of aggressive action. With the Dazzle Shadow Demon, that's probably going to be the case. But Storm Spirit is just kind of awkward in that regard. He'll be on an island. He will need to get quite a bit of farm. And while the Storm Spirit's farming, you know that the Alchemist on the other side is just farming faster. So that's going to be a very, very narrow timing for Team Toast to try to exploit. Once they get the Blink Dagger on the Batrider, the Chronosphere, they'll have to get the Storm Spirit active in the game quite a lot sooner than Storm Spirits would really like to. And, I mean, in general, I'm just not really a huge fan of Storm Spirit in this patch. I feel like you need to really make sure that he has a good time if you're going to have a good game at all with the Storm, because if you don't have a good time, you may just get absolutely nothing done. How the hell did Steph Style lose mana? Did anyone see that? Did anyone see that on the top bar? Steph Style lost mana. I don't think... Does this cost mana? Do couriers cost mana now? Is this even his? No, it's not even his. I don't know what happened. He definitely didn't have a full blue bar. I don't care. Doesn't matter. But yeah, the last pick for Team Toast is going to be kind of difficult to play in lane, and then of course is going to be going up against a Nyx Assassin in the mid-late stages of the game, where mana burn on a Storm Spirit is just going to destroy him. Not because he has a ton of intelligence or anything, but because he's so reliant on his mana pool. So Nyx Assassins should be doing just fine. I really like what TBE have crafted for themselves right now. They do have the early game fighting power with the Luna. So as far as their lanes are concerned, they'll be able to brawl very easily. And the late game backup of an Alchemist as well. And hey, look at this. You have 4 great Aghanim Scepter upgrades to give. I don't know if this game is actually going to get there, but in ordering of power level, probably Nyx. Well, Nyx definitely first. I actually don't know who's second, third, fourth. They're kind of close. Probably Luna, Dazzle, Shadow Demon? I don't know if Demonic Purge is really great up against Team Toast. I don't know if the armor is really good up against Team Toast either, though. So yeah, it's definitely Shadow Demon and Dazzle with the weaker ones, comparatively. But yeah, you never really get to that point as Alchemist nowadays. And if you do, man, I mean, it's kind of nice, but Not really a necessity. So the Alchemist should have a pretty clean time going up against the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit, what he does have is a slight range advantage, slight damage advantage, but Acid Spray Harassment, it does stack up pretty heavily for a Storm Spirit. Like Steph style, opening up with boots first does indicate he wants to help out the Storm Spirit at least as much as possible. Just Storm Line, though, is not a lot of damage. They will start a fight onto the Alchemist. Sunray is just out of range to do actually anything, so just going to hurt the Phoenix. Actually hurt quite a bit. I'm going to grab this another bounty rune, but on the bottom lane, Pone's going to grab his, so not a big deal. And we'll take a look at how these lanes are actually going to go down. It looks like the Batrider is going to be prepped for the jungle. Someone was going to go towards top lane, but up against a Luna lane as a Batrider with the Dazzle Shadow Demon combo, you don't want to be going up against that. Even if Shadow Demon's only level 1, it's pretty difficult. So let's try to help out this Faceless Void on this bottom lane. It's going to be a lot of bottom lane action for Team Toast. Pone, though, should be, for the most part, okay. Like, yeah, there are some disables on this Lion, but as far as, like, burst damage is concerned, Team Toast will really, really struggle to kill off this Nyx Assassin. They'll be fighting through Spike Carapace. They'll be fighting through just the Impale. I mean, that's just a lot of stun duration. Their damage, again, with their heroes isn't really extraordinarily high. And then Toast will, of course, be burning mana and whatnot. So I would expect this Nyx Assassin to be doing okay down this bottom lane. And worst comes to worst, you just kind of pseudo-jungle a little bit. Not a big deal. There's the double mangoes. What, he has the, 3 base regen or, something like that? Close to that base regen for the Nyx Assassin. So he's going to have a lot of just passive regen on the hero. So for Team Toast, I mean, having the Batrider going into the jungle is, I guess, going to enable him to play situationally. More so on the defensive part for the Storm Spirit. So if Storm gets jumped by whatever, then your Batrider might be nearby. And that's kind of nice. But they will not be able to apply any pressure to a Luna. And that means that the top tower is going to die pretty darn quick. I would expect almost a straight Ring of Aquila rush here for the Luna. And if not a Ring of Aquila rush, then it's at the very least going to be Ring of Basilius into boots. Into probably the Ring of Aquila straight after. In which case the tower is just going to take an absolute beating. Even with these non-pushers of Dazzle Shadow Demon, it will go down incredibly quickly if TBE want that. You don't want to take it too quickly. You want to make sure the tower is there for a little bit to make sure your creep equilibrium is going to stay in farm range. Is that why we're paused? It's worth the pause, guys. Vaporeon is definitely a menace. Although if you find a wild Vaporeon, man, pause the game, go chase after it. Best wild I caught? A Charizard. Feels good, man. Except it only has 750 CP. But enough about that. Top lane is going to be a free roll for TBE. Mid lane, level 1 Alchemist always has problems, but level 3 Alchemist, whatever, he's going to be just fine. And Pone, oh baby, line him up. Is going to start bullying back these heroes. Steph style Mr. Mime, they can poke and prod, but Phoenix is not a psychic type. Not really very close. He's obviously fire flying, so I'm not really sure how this is going to jive for a player of Mr. Mime's caliber. Now, Flens will be getting a lot of farm here. I mean, that's almost completely guaranteed. But in the meantime, E-Skills, yeah, this is not a fun lane for a Storm Spirit. Just versus Dazzle. Can Storm Spirit, I mean, I guess Storm Spirit is a much better lane up against Dazzle if it, happens to be a 1v1 in the mid lane, as often as that is. But Dazzle just buying room for the Alchemist, that's just all good times. He's probably going to be guaranteed the top rune every single time the Alchemist, so at least he's going to have that. Bottom rune is a little bit more in contention, but maybe they could even make sure that he gets both. Or at least the team has control of both. I mean, they definitely have control of the top rune, so they just have to move a couple heroes down over to the bottom to get control of that bottom rune as well. Limiting the runes for the Storm Spirit is really, really going to cut into his lane control. Poison Touch and right clicks. What a skill, that Poison Touch. It actually does do quite a bit of damage. I mean, the problem is damage over time, so E-Skills can just very easily tango up and kind of completely get rid of that effect. But Poison Touch is physical. With Acid Spray, that's also physical. And minus armor, so 140 damage over time. Yeah, even going up against quite a high armor here like Storm Spirit will add up. But obviously the Dazzle, I mean, he's only here in the mid lane because he can't do anything elsewhere. Top lane is being shoved in really aggressively by Giedrox / Detlef. And Pone, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He does Spike Carapace. Hex is up, though. He will Spike Carapace, stun up Flens, stun Mr. Mime, turn around for an Impale, but Flens dodges it with the Time Walk. Well done. And the Nyx Assassin will be going down here for first blood. That is, going to cost them a courier, though. Messi from downtown. No, can't quite get it. The llama is too quick. Llamas, I don't know if llamas are actually fast. Seems like they can probably go fast if they really wanted to, but they usually don't. Either way, again, it's going to be a struggle to kill off Pwn, but the fact that they were able to chain stun him so well. Spike Carapace didn't come up until really late, wasn't able to turn around for a value impale. Did connect onto one hero, but it was an irrelevant target. Well, yeah, it's pretty nice first blood. Faceless Void still getting farm on that lane. Other lanes going fairly well for Team Toast. E-Skills, even going up against the pseudo 2v1 lane, is doing just fine CS-wise. Not on the top where a mid laner really wants to be, but it's a decent spot for the Storm Spirit, especially if he gets any stacks later on, which he isn't, but you know, who knows. Maybe stacks will be coming up later. More often than not, Solon's going to be taking those for the Bat Rider. He can go up towards top lane, though, and expect to get a decent amount out of this lane. But towards top, actually, it's Giedrox rushing the Helm of the Dominator. No boots, no Aquila, no nothing. Yeah, he shoved in the wave just once, but after that, nothing really substantial. I mean, the tower takes a little bit of damage, but level 1 pushing Luna, not super scary. By the way, this is the problem with Team Toast lanes versus Nick Assassin. Like, Steph Style got like 8 shots on Pwn, and with his 5 base armor, Poor Man Shield, he's only taking like 30 damage a pop. Plus he has the regeneration, plus he's going for Mr. Mime right now. Mana Burn, not quite enough damage. Needs a couple more shots, but he's not quite fast enough. Needs boots if he's going to get that one. More Wind Laces maybe would have done it. By the way, Pwn is now out of mana. And Phoenix is going to commit Sudoku. Pwn's getting a lot of experience. Not much gold in Nick Assassin, but that's really okay for him. Experience on Nyx tends to translate into gold pretty darn quickly. Sorry guys, 1 second, just making sure everything is working fine, and we're good. Very slow start for both of these two squads. For TBE, they would like to kind of get this Luna some action, but if she can't get action because there's no one in lane, so be it. That's perfectly fine as well. Helm of the Dominator should be coming up, well, right about now. There it is, and hey, a range creep delivered. She spared its life, and now he's enslaved for all eternity. Feels bad, man. Yeah, it's going to be a start of a stack here for, I don't know, maybe the Alchemist's going to crack into that one. Either way, TBE should be able to clean out stacks with impunity. Team Toast don't really have any way of contesting that. I mean, they could fight over it for sure. Their team fight around those areas is incredibly powerful. Storm Spirit, Phoenix, and Faceless Void, and Bat Rider, of course. But as far as stealing the stack, that's never really going to happen. So Giedrox, instead of going for Ring of Aquila, is just going to let the lane kind of sit there and kind of invest for the late game. Invest for the late game for the team. You can still go for Power Treads and Ring of Aquila right about now, and in fact, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But given his safe lane start, he might just want to go for, Power Treads into like a Dragonlance type item, or even a Manta Style type item. Both of those would be fairly good up against Team Toast. Manta Style doesn't really buff out a ton of things. The most relevant thing is probably going to be the Napalm for the Bat Rider, but it's just a good value item to have just on Luna. The movement speed from Yasha is incredibly nice. Plus, the Manta Style makes illusions. Shadow Demon also makes illusions, so you could have suddenly a whole bunch of illusions. Plus 4 illusions, each of whom have those glaives. The glaives on illusions don't really do a hell of a lot of damage, but it is quite nice. Is that a double spike? This one's called Spike. Earth Spike. The other one's called Impale. Wasn't it called Spike before? I'm pretty sure that it was named Spike at one point. Dota 1, it was just all Impale. They're all called Impale. That's the only way I know these names. They're all Impale. They're all the same. Oh, Gorvel. Creeps being jacked. Warcraft 3 style. He is able to get the last one, though. Sullen going pretty deep. Hasn't really done a hell of a lot just yet on the Bat Rider, but he's not level 6 yet. He has had to go for the straight jungle Bat Rider, which is not really what you want to be doing. That's what you kind of have to be doing. You can do it pretty well, but you'd rather be getting experience in Golden Lane if you can. But top lane is just not hospitable for a Bat Rider, or anyone really. I don't know. Maybe Faceless Void can get away with surviving on the top lane. But, I mean, that would require a complete lane swap, and that probably just isn't in their best interests to do that. Oh, Cat. Stacking up for probably this Luna, or the Alk. Someone's going to try to jack it. Firefly is kind of slow. Gorwell's going to arrive, so at the very worst here, the experience is going to be split between 3 heroes. What is that? Dire. I don't think Solon got any of that. He got a lot of experience, but it seems like almost all the last hits went to the Alchemist. So a pretty nice win there for TBE. Able to clear out their stack. And Alchemist, he's the one who wants gold. and he will have a lot of it. You know, the OS Frog Grievous Greed kicking into full gear right now. He's on top of the net worth chart. Not by a ton, but it's only 7 minutes in. Got his armlet going on. So as far as ganking the Alchemist, that ship is almost sailed for Team Toast. It seems like they will have to kick into gear as soon as they get the Blink Dagger on bat, and that's still very far away. It's actually going to go for a Drums build. And yeah, they'll have initiation from the Storm Spirit, from the Faceless Void. Will they actually be able to go over towards the mid lane and gank the Alchemist without TBE realizing that something's going on? It's going to be freaking obvious as hell, so it's probably not going to be happening. Alchemist should be getting quite a free roll this game. Giedrox as well. He's got his boots, got his Ring of Aquila, has his Helm of the Dominator stack, looking to be pretty darn large, and oh, Nyx Assassin actually going to find a kill over in the mid lane. My bad, guys. Vendetta up against Lion. Pretty good. And that's why levels matter on Pwn more so than gold, because his items didn't do jack shit for him in that gang. Rest assured. An extra +6 damage when you Vendetta hit. Yeah. Chalk it up. Oh, what is going on here? Well, for Team Toast, they actually don't have any vision on this. They should assume that this is happening. I'm sure they know that it's happening. They would love to contest it, but I'm just not sure if that's in the cards right now. Luna can start clearing it out. The Alchemist right now can clear it out. Yeah, he has everything that he possibly could want to clear it out. Max out Acid, max out Grievous Greed, so he gets the biggest return. Although the stack isn't really the largest, and it seems like they missed a stack there. Oh well. Again, TBE, they're in no rush. Luna, as a dedicated late-game hero, isn't really the best. Like, she can do quite a bit of work, but the low range really is problematic for her, especially going up against the Phoenix Spirits and the Chronosphere. The Alchemist is going to get jumped up towards the mid lane. He's going to get burst down pretty quickly. No armlet. Chemical Rage can't hold. And they will kill off the Alchemist. Just setting up a little bit of a bait there for him. They knew that he was going to go into those stacks, into those neutrals eventually. So making sure that they were able to catch him. Pretty nice kill there for Team Toast. It is worth a hell of a lot. They have to make sure that they keep on applying that pressure to the Alchemist. But, you know, that only works. That type of gank only works once or twice before the Alchemist catches on, before Observer Wards start going up for TBE. But it's definitely a nice start. Killing off an Alchemist is never going to be not worth it. But yeah, back on this Luna, she's not really the best late game hero. It didn't seem like TBE picked her up to be a late game hero. They kind of picked her up as just a core to fight early on, to dominate the lane. That's what Luna does. Perhaps better than most other laners. Mr. Mime beamed up. Here comes the Storm Spirit. Detlef's going to drop the Eclipse immediately. Will destroy Steph Styles' HP. Prevent the spike from coming out. That means Luna is actually going to use that Eclipse defensively. However, the tower is in deny range and will be cleaned up here by Team Toast. It's a little bit of a misplay there from Giedrox. Well, we didn't expect that many heroes to be there, so it's completely understandable given the circumstances. Tower will be denied. A little bit of gold out of the pockets of TBE, but really that doesn't matter too much. I think the gold should be easy enough to come by with the Ancient Stack growing in size, with the Alchemist growing in size as well, just in a different way. Catching Gasm. Let's make this stream cancerous. Guys, I'm all for cancerous streams. I'm down with that. But you really have to reach a critical mass of viewers in order to do that. And seeing as though Star Ladder's going on right now, that's not going to be happening. But feel free to spam as long as it's not those giant ASCII images. Yeah, that will get you banned. Soul Catcher. Oh, come on, man. You just Soul Catcher like that? You can't do that. Solan's still slow to a crawl because of the Demonic Purge. Detlef's coming in. He has only a beam to contribute to this, but the Fireflies run out, and Solon is in a lot of trouble. Who's this TPing? It's the Alchemist with a potion already prepped. Cool guys, don't look at Explosion. Dazzle's going to walk away before that Bat Rider even dies. But yeah, Soul Catcher, man. It's really hard to play Soul Catcher in the late game, because usually there's just like a lot of shit flying around. But in those situations, you got to take your time, man. I'm pretty sure he had an angle there to get that 20 bonus damage. Rest assured, though, that Ogre took it like a man. 20 bonus damage to farm? Yeah. Stack now spotted out by Team Toast. They know exactly what they're going up against. Again, they would like to have eyes on this. They can't really contest this as far as stealing it is concerned. Staff Style, can play a really deep Observer Ward. It's not something that TBE are really aware of. And it seems like Team Toast, they are assembling to kind of ambush someone very similar to the gank that we just saw over here with the Alchemist. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's going to be in the cards for right now. Let's keep their eye on it, but Team BE can clear out that stack very quickly, or just leave the stack there. I mean, it'll be great to get the gold. It's always nice to have more gold. But since it's not really jackable by Team Toast, they could just leave it there forever and crack into it whenever they want. And this Alchemist is already incredibly fat. This is like the awkward part of Team Toast's draft, where the Storm Spirit really doesn't have enough items to really feel comfortable going in yet. He can go in. He's been doing quite a bit of work compared to where Storm Spirits normally stand, but Steph Styles going to get caught. Impale with the Demonic Purge. He's going to die here. Dead to the Nyx Assassin or Lion. So yeah, they don't really have the right heroes to get kills on the Alchemist anymore. They do have enough damage just with their base skills to kill off the likes of the Luna, but even then, she's gone for a pretty bulky build, the Dragonlance next. So they have all this initiation power. They don't have the Blink Dagger, though, on the Bat Rider, so the Chronosphere has not even been used yet. Team Toast are going to try to go for mid lane. They'll grab Dazzle, kill him off in a hurry. And those are the type of plays that they really need to do, and make sure that those land on the Alchemist instead of the Dazzle. So it's something for them, but even if it lands on the Alchemist, it's not a big deal. Jump in. Chronosphere's available, but they know that if they drop the Chrono, it's immediately going to get bubbled. And with the Radiance delivered, even faces Void. I mean, almost all of Team Toast scaling damage is right-click. It really is, so Storm Spirit is great in the late game because of the fact that he can right-click in between attacks, get all those overload procs, and is very slippery. So Radiance Mischance is going to be fairly crippling here. Faceless Void, wow, I thought he was going for Battle Fury, just to try to keep up and farm. Gonna go for Lincolns? Is that right? I don't think that's right here. I mean, there are a lot of junk spells for TBE to throw into it. Nyx Assassin has 2, Luna has Beam, Shadow Demon has 2 as well, Concoction, and of course Dazzle's Poison Touch, which is the ultimate trash spell to throw into a Lincoln's. It just seems like for Flens, like, yeah, you're not going to get hit by those spells, but so what? I mean, you're going to block it, then you don't do anything afterwards because you don't have enough damage. You don't have a Hand of Midas or anything like that, so you're not even going to be scaling into a lot of future items. I'm just concerned that Team Toast aren't getting enough done right now. They're going to smoke up and run into the perfect target in the Alchemist. Spike is available after the Hex. They have a Time Walk in. Chronosphere as well available. Cat is here, however. He doesn't have Disruption, actually. That's a little bit awkward. That means the Alchemist can get fingered in the face. He used that Disruption earlier for some reason, but they're going to get the jump in onto Mr. Mime. He'll go into the Supernova form. Spikes the land onto 2 heroes. Very well placed. Now here comes the Eclipse. There are neutrals here, but Steph Style still will die. Dies to neutral creeps, however. Now Giedrock's in a really bad spot, as Solan's going to fly right in with the Firefly. Delaf's going to get graved up, but he can't really do all that much damage here. Can't even turn fast enough to kill off Solan. He's going to slow roast in the Firefly, as Flynn's now going to chase after Messi. The Dazzle should be falling shortly as well. One more club to the face will get them 3 kills. In exchange for just 1, E-Skill's still chasing after Pone. I don't think he actually knows where he is, so Pone might have been able to slip his way out of here. Just TP in the trees, he should be just fine. Or just walk away, that's good too. You have an Observer Ward, so you know exactly where you can go. Save some money, there you go. It's a great trade there for Team Toast, as TBE will first of all lose their Alchemist before anything else, and that's already pretty bad. Fighting additionally afterwards without the Disruption on Shadow Demon, that's really suspect. The only kill that they actually got, or I thought that they got, was a neutral kill because the Lion just so happened to die to those stupid fools. So for Team Toast, they take a perfect fight, but we could see reflected in the net worth. They take the fight, yes. They don't take any towers. Is that actually good enough? Because they're still facing up against a very, very fat Alchemist, almost at travels at this point. And yeah, the Luna didn't do a hell of a lot there, but BKB after this Yasha, or maybe Manta BKB, should be the build-up here for Giedrox. Seems like for Team Toast, that win, though nice, is going to have to lead into more wins, which is very possible now that they have a couple more items up. Bloodstone should be coming out in the Storm's Courier. That looks like a Bloodstone. Handamitis for Mr. Mime and Bloodstone. There you go. Yeah, they will be able to at least increase their chances of winning the future fights. But it's not guaranteed. And if that doesn't happen, then, I mean, that fight is just like a hollow victory. But this is the perfect timing here for Team Toast. They have the Blink Dagger on the Bat Rider. They have Storm Spirit now with a Bloodstone, so jumping in is no longer incredibly risky. He has a lot of bulk on this hero. 1700 HP with 9 armor is no joke. They have all their assets. They just have to make sure that they play in such a way they're able to capitalize on what they have, and it'll also kind of require TBE to be a little bit careless in their positioning, which is going to be happening up towards top lane. Got the Alchemist. He has no Chemical Rage up right now. He has his armlet turned on, but I don't think that's going to help him enough. Phoenix will burn him down. Maxed out Sunray. That'll give him his Midas. And this is that timing for Team Toast. They have a very, very specific window where they have to get very, very far ahead over this Alchemist. And it's really set TBE on the back foot. Maybe an Alchemist killed yet again. Towers will be traded most likely. But this game is still not completely unlocked for TBE despite the early game lead. Yes, they are ahead. Make sure to limit their losses like this. Eatrock's gonna get Chronosphered. Spike is there, and a couple more right clicks. Solar Beam as well. Now Luna gonna drop. These type of positioning errors from TBE are exactly what's gonna cost them this game, if anything at all. Now Bone's gonna jump in straight to a Hex. There's only one sentry here, so he'll get off to the side and be fine. Gonna scare everyone for Team Toast to stand to their tier 2 tower. It's not a big deal though, they'll be fine. Solin's gonna get traveled upon. There is a disruption here. Oh, okay, well, it's going to make the concoction miss. Shouldn't be a terribly huge deal. Demonic Purge, chop, 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 you're dead. Batrider down. Meantime, Nick Assassin going to start a fight on Steph style. Right clicks, and the Nick Assassin will get the kill. +6 agility. Hell yeah, man. And Hand of Midas attack speed too. He's going to get jumped by E-skills, though, and Pone should be dropping here. No spells to cast, no mana. Does buy out for a Blink Dagger beforehand, though. But Phoenix, just in the course of, like, 2 minutes, gets like 2,200 gold for himself, able to get like all those kills. So he's got Hand of Midas, and now Shiva's Guard is probably going to be the next build-up item here. Really good versus the Alchemist. And the Luna also, those glaives. So yeah, Phoenix is suddenly incredibly swole. So yeah, it does seem like Team Toast, they are doing what they have to be doing at this stage of the game. And again, the name of the game is keep this up, right? Just make sure you apply that pressure, get those kills. If you have a lasso, if you have a finger, go and try to use it. Awkwardly enough, lasso is level 1 despite Solon being at level 11. The cooldown is going to be another couple seconds there. Not really the worst thing in the world, but it is kind of inconvenient. Like in this stage of the game, in this position, you want your lasso to be used as often as possible. Looks like they'll find their opportunity. That looks like an illusion though. They're not going to jump on it just yet. They'll scan, see a couple of what they know to be illusions, or at least that one's definitely an illusion. The smoke's going to break. Orwell is going to get spotted right now. He does put up everything. The initiation can't be done because of the Radiance. Batrider awkwardly stumbling around. TBE are able to dodge that disaster. Now the Nick Assassin once again on the roam. Owen's been doing a hell of a lot right now, but he's going into a position where he doesn't have reinforcements, and he's very far behind enemy lines. He'll blink in. Find Solon. Steal his creep with Hand of Midas. Got him. But now he's kind of going in by himself. This is way too bold for Nick Assassin. He's going to get jumped. Solar Beam is here. He can put up Spike Carapace, cancel the Solar Beam for the Phoenix, but he's going to get lasted nonetheless. With a Spike there, he'll drop to the Lion. That Blink Dagger? No, not quite on the Lion. He's very close, though. Yeah, I mean, seeing that one here or there and just as a scout, that's fine. Going in afterwards, that's a little bit much. TBE, they are kind of being caught off guard a couple times. The victim of a couple of misplays, perhaps just positional misplays. Like the Luna getting caught in the bottom lane, Chronosphere by herself, and towards top lane, the Nick Assassin, same thing. Team Toast, they have the ultimate draft to kind of abuse that and really punish you for misplays. Storm Spirit, Batrider, that's just what the heroes do, right? They're huge mobility. Faceless Void is also pretty good at it. Just always punishing misplays, positional misplays. If TBE are always like a little bit closer to one another, that could have been quite a big difference. But seeing as though that wasn't the case, yeah, they're going to be a little bit closer to Team Toast in net worth and experience than they would really like at this stage. But still, I mean, even after all these pickoffs for Team Toast, we still have Alchemist, who's disgustingly farmed. Map style now up on him. So he's got illusions. Most likely going to be a Soul Booster Octarine build still. And it should be getting that pretty quickly. It's like all these deaths in the Alchemist seems like it may have come too late. If they were able to slow down the Radiance, then this might have been working out a lot better for Team Toast. But seeing as though all this aggression happened after the Radiance pick, it's like, yeah, Alchemist has, what, a minute where he's not on the map farming, and then he's able to farm up a storm immediately afterwards. Doesn't seem like it's a terribly huge deal for him. So TBE are still just holding down the fort. Ancient Stack cleared off now for a second time. BKB built the build up after the Manta Style for the Luna. Roshan, kind of difficult for TBE to grab. I mean, they have enough damage, they have enough sustain, they just can't fight Team Toast and kill off Roshan without getting a big team fight win beforehand. Team Toast just have all the control in that area. This is where the execution for Team Toast is really going to have to be perfect. Again, their draft is very, very execution heavy. If they're slightly off, they're just not going to win with this draft. Like, you grab a couple of pub players, let them try to play this draft, they will fail every time. Because TBE are a little bit more idiot-proof, just by virtue of having an Alchemist and a Luna. What is he doing? He's assembling the Dragonlance to get the Ogre Club for a BKB. And BKB is good, but I still think Dragonlance up against the Faceless Void might be worth keeping around. She actually sold all the little bands. Yeah, she did, so yeah, just completely ditching the Dragonlance. I don't know, that range on Luna is really, really nice. I'm not sure about that move. What's done is done. BKB is a good item also, so you can't really blame her for going for that. With the BKB, especially after selling an item or part of an item to get this, you would expect TBE to make some sort of play. Still no Octarine on the Alchemist, but just in the blink of an eye, suddenly he has a Soul Booster. It's not bad. It's okay. Got Nick Assassin always looking for those picks, but Team Toast's kind of being a little bit more immune to those picks than TBE. Even right now, if he skills gets jumped, opponent is nowhere near enough to kill him off. Especially with his spike missing. Like, Vendetta didn't do nearly enough, and now Blink back in. Opponent's got a haste rune. Can't catch the bug. At the end of the world, the only thing alive is going to be a Nyx Assassin. So we got an exhilarating farming game right now. We might actually get to a stage where the Alchemist is looking at Aghanim Scepter upgrades for his team. In which case, Burrow, castable targeted Eclipse, Fast Weave, 3 Demonic Purge charges, I believe, is the effect of the Ags. I don't know if it does anything else. I think it's just charge-based. I'm not sure if it like does more damage or reduces... I mean, I guess it reduces cooldown, kind of. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't seen it all that often. But TBE soon will get to the stage where their Luna is incredibly big with an Alchemist, and then Shadow Demon, of course, gets a lot better, just slow sieging with those illusions, forcing Team Toast to make some sort of play. Which they can do, but with the Aegis, if TBE are able to get that, then things get off the rails pretty quickly. Up until then, though, we chill. We wait until this Alchemist is done farming. Octarine, purchasable pretty much now. Of course, top lane, they do find the bug. Got him. Gem is up on Solon. Vendetta, not really incredibly useful anymore as a scouting tool. It's a little bit too risky. Hero down, but Assassin being down for TBE is going to give gold over to Team Toast. It's quite nice with the Storm. Looking at Orchid and starting to build up towards those bigger items. This is really the Storm's best part of the game. This 26 to 40 minute mark, 25 to 40 minute mark. It's when you have your first item. It's when you're able to use all your mana to get kills. You have enough damage to do so. And then you're looking at some really big, heavy hitting items. Well, Shiva's Guard will probably be built on the Phoenix, so probably not that. Bloodthorn is going to happen later on. That's almost for certain. Sheepstick is a big item. BKB as well. Probably worth getting. So yeah, he still has a lot of room to grow right now, and he's pretty much on track with it as far as storms are concerned, but he's still behind a lot in gold. See, this is where Flens would kind of kill for a Battle Fury. Lincoln Sphere has done pretty much nothing for him, just because there hasn't been that much confrontation around the Faceless Void. If he's able to get a Hand of Midas or Battle Fury, then Team Toast would be sitting really pretty right now. But, I mean, he's still getting an okay amount of farm, he just isn't really able to keep up with that Luna. It's hard for any hero to keep up with the Luna, especially a Luna that's going to be going for bulk next. I have Scotty, Satanic can be built up afterwards. Travels Moon Shards, it's all good. Get him, Flens. Got the illusion. There's illusions freaking everywhere. Of everybody. That's a real one. I don't think Solon realizes, though. Why would he realize? So Alchemist is pretty bad. He's pretty much done farming. He's got 4,000 golds on top of the Octarine that he just purchased. He just sold a Quelling Blade, I think, is going to go for AC. Yeah, that's the build. You can replace armlets. You get moon shards. It's quite nice on Alchemist. Helps you do more damage with your kind of farming-oriented build. But then we're going to have our Aghanim Scepters. Alchemist is actually almost done farming, like completely done. You could buy like backup Divine Rapiers. He still has level 2 travels. Again, the moon shards, armlet replacement. I don't think you replace anything else though. I think all these other items are here to stay. Team Toast, once again on the aggressive side of things. Unfortunately, there's no one here to gank. Alchemist really wants this Hellbear. Got him. Unfortunately, the Illusions got him, so no Grievel's Greed, not anymore. That got nerfed. We get some resident sleepers in the chat right now. Got ourselves an exhilarating game. Oh, I'm so excited. No. I'll go for Roche, seeing as though the top lane is clear. If this top lane, if these heroes weren't here on Team Toast, if they weren't showing themselves, pretty sure TBE would not go for this. But they found their opening, a Shiva's Guard for the Alchemist, actually. I mean, again, the right-click effects of Team Toast through the Storm Spirit and Faceless Void are very relevant, so being able to slow their attack speed is quite nice for the team. It is also, Octarine synergy. I think it's fine. Really, Shiva's Guard, Lotus, Assault Cuirass, all those effects are just so close in power level that usually it doesn't really matter too much which one you get, as long as you get one of them he doesn't have. Bone's gonna get jumped up for top lane, silenced, and pulled in 2 directions. Oh man, he actually takes a long time to die, but he will die before he gets getting that Eul Scepter off. Turns out if you Electric Vortex someone who's being lassoed, then lasso takes priority, because it's an ultimate, and that's how the game works. Although I'm pretty sure it should just insta-kill you, just because it rips you in half, right? Electric Vortex, you're in a net, so you're kind of getting strained up against the net. Feels bad, man. They get the Aegis on the Luna. First Roshan of the game, 30 minutes in. Seems about right. Now here comes the time for an aggressive play. Detlef should be closing in on that Eye of Scotty. Is it here? It is here. Or it's coming, rather. Alchemist is very, very farmed as well, so they're not really going to get substantially stronger than this TBE. It really is now or never. Maybe not now or never. Now or like 30, 40 minutes, or never. 40 minutes or bust. That's how you say it. But we got an army of Luna Illusions. Unfortunately for her, Fire Spirits are pretty good. But, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't do any damage. Just slows it down a little bit. Still will be able to take down the tower. And still with this Shadow Demon behind them, they'll still be able to push forward. Dyer's Courier is going to get popped off, but he had already made his delivery of the Eye of Scotty, so that's fine. Now Detlef's going to push on in. He's got Alchemist Illusions with Frost Armor. You have to initiate on this Luna. You can't really wait for too long. Stepsile's going to jump in, as will E-Skills, trying to drag in the Luna. She has so much bulk, however. BKB is still available. Age is still available. She's probably not going to use her BKB until her second life. Lasso in onto Message, trying to get rid of this Dazzle. He does grave himself, though. He's going to save himself for a little while longer. The Chronosphere is good, but there's no damage follow-up. The Supernova will bust. Killing off the Dazzle. Detlef, though, still right-clicking in. The Alchemist is still at full HP, literally. Detlef's Flave's now going to start to bounce through. Jumping from E-Skills once again. Will take down the Alchemist fairly low. He's silenced, and he's going to fall. No, Glimmer Cape is going to get him a little bit more space. Back in is going to go E-Skills. But the Chemical Rage is going to start to build up some regen here from Gorwell. And Flen's auction will be blocked. Luna's going to respawn. BKB now active is just going to try to turn and bite. She has backup incoming. Rax is in trouble. They'll take down the Raxes, and they should be able to make a clean retreat afterwards. Alchemist, though, going to get bubbled by the Shadow Demon instead of the Illusions. Doesn't seem like it matters. Pone is going to stun up Soul and wants one more for the road, but is going to get punished for his greed. He's all alone. He'll get crushed. Storm Spirit regeneration in the fountain, pretty good. But still the end result. Rax is taken. Does cost TBE a handful of heroes. Does cost them that first life, that Aegis on the Luna. But man, she's looking at Butterfly soon. Alchemist got paid off huge by that. That's his first Aghanim Scepter or Moon Shards. Either way, a big item for TBE. Cool guys, don't look at explosions. It's true, guys. It's true. I don't really know what Messi's doing here. Luckily for him, there is no lasso immediately, so he can maybe make a break for it. Run, Dazzle, run! Oh, shit, that did a lot of damage. Yeah, punishing positional errors, right? That's what Storm Spirit does? I don't know. I feel like Team Toast may have just waited, or maybe not waited. They were unable to get going early enough, whether intentionally or not. And that's going to put them in a really sticky situation in this game. Now, if the Luna DCs, then they'll have a much better chance. Seems to be a narrow plan, though. We'll hope for the Luna to DC and then win afterwards. She has to have more than a Talisman of Evasion, right? Guess not. The Courier's dead, so she can't have anything else. Nothing appearing in her stash. Tome of Knowledge. So guys, you're Alchemist. What do you get here? You probably don't need level 2 travels until much, much later. Although level 2 travels on Alchemist, the Nyx Assassin is legit. It's probably just not worth it. I mean, I guess the question is Aghanims better on the Nyx Assassin, or is Moon Shards better on your Alchemist? I feel like Aghanims on Nyx is probably better here. It does, like, so much stuff. Like, just the versatility of being able to, like, burn down the Storm Spirit is probably worth it in and of itself. I feel like that might be the best. Although, giving the Ags to the Luna, not too bad either. You'd put that on the Nyx Assassin, Invisible Eclipse. That's some next level shit right there. I mean, you're looking to bust up high ground. Maybe just a Dazzle Aghanim Scepter is the best one here. I mean, if you're on the defensive, I would say Nyx Assassin is definitely the best, just because you could post up with that Burrow and Lurker people. But if you're looking to be aggressive, just defensively weave your entire team. Get, I don't even know how much armor. Aghanim Scepter per second. 1.5 times 24. That's a lot of armor. That's a lot of armor. You can just walk in with impunity. We'll see what Alchemist thinks. Oh, did he already give it to someone? Oh, by the way, they're going to jump in, find Pome with Fuel Step. They're going to keep him safe. Right now, Deadlaugh trying to fight up against E-Skills. Gets hexed up, though. Glimmer Cape can keep him safe as Mr. Mime gets jumped by Gorwell. We'll all jump away, except for Steph Style, who doesn't have a blink or anything like that. They will Supernova in the backline. Stolen going to drag the Luna back in, but the Disruption's going to save her versus the Supernova mostly. She's still going to get stunned up, but the BKB is going to hold. Now here comes the Eclipse. Going to demolish Lens. We'll time walk all that damage back out, though. Lion is forced to buy out. Chronosphere once again good, but with no follow-up. So I guess that means it's not good. TBE. Not able to kill off anyone bar that Lion. Do use their BKBs, do use their Eclipses. Who got that Agnes upgrade? Where'd it go? Okay, it was on the Luna, actually. Sure. Give her a little bit extra bulk. I mean, there's another argument for that. Not gonna matter right now. They wish he had the Moon Shards. They're gonna go in regardless. Big jump in. The Storm Spirit probably just TP back harassment. He's gonna look to go in, but he has no Chronosphere for a long time, and Ejrox is just going to town. With Solon's Blink Dagger kind of being a dead item, not much he could actually do about this. Shiva's Flybys is again gonna slow him down. Big jump in for E-Skills. Not doing all that much damage though versus this Luna, whose blades are just shredding the structures. E-Skills can't afford to get too close. Oh my god, just got shredded by the Luna. Steph Style got close for a finger, but got blasted by the Luna even harder. And for TBE, they walk in, take Rax's. Classic 6-slot timing push from the Alchemist. He has almost another Aghanim Scepter available to him. Ball Lightning in is going to land to Messi and Detlaf. He's still going to look to fight this with the BKB. Should be able to take down the Dazzle at least. Even through the grave. Looking for more now. Doesn't have a useful Blink Dagger because of these random Radiance illusions. Force about the BKB now, but can you really go into this? Pat is going to Demonic the Purge him. Force Staff not going to get him really far back. Maybe on the low ground. It's not quite good enough. They can't even get the Shadow Demon. And now Mr. Mime's going to get shredded by the Alchemist. Poor Mime couldn't put up a barrier there. LOL. Sullen as well, left behind. He's going to get Vendetta to the face. Another kill for TBE. Yes, they lose the Dazzle after all that. Still have a very, very healthy Alchemist. Full health with 3,800 gold to boot. This tier 2 tower is for sure going to fall. Save for buyback, then Ags for Luna SD. I don't think you have to save for buyback in this situation if you're Alchemist. Like, even if you lose your Alchemist, even if you lose everyone on TBE, the most you lose is like a tier 3 simply because Team Toast don't push for jack shit. So I don't think saving for buyback is actually correct here. I'm not sure if Aghanim's Luna is correct here either, but it's awesome. It's definitely one of the more amusing ultimates to amplify up. Look at these glaives. Look at these glaives. Steps out. Get away from the glaives. Jump in. Pone's going to shred him. Assassin indeed. And with the weave now, they're just going to bulldoze the rest of the racks. As Team Toast don't really play Dota in this game. They just try to race farm with the Alchemist. And that is not something you can do. Look at Flens trying to get close. LOL. You can't get close to this. Look at all these glaives. And Eastkills is going to try to jump in, but just with the glaives, look at his HP pool just plummet. Chronosphere is once again going to land onto everyone. Supernova is overhead. Maybe they can kill off some of these heroes, but I don't even know if that's going to be good enough at this stage. Jetlab's pulled in. Eastkill's going to jump right on top of the Luna. The Grave is there, though, and she's going to be able to sit back and right-click things, as Lunas typically tend to do. Gorwell's still alive. The stun of Solon beat him down with the Chemical Rage. Double kill for the Alchemist. Someone else, I think, got an Ags. Yeah, it's going to be the burrowing Nyx Assassin. There you go. Mana burn range, 1050. That's what you want right there. It does everything, really. Just makes him make all of his spells a lot better. But, I mean, they can't even kill off the Alchemist. Literally fountain farming right now. Luna bought back, traveled in, Slaves in the fountain. Eastkills is trying desperately to survive this, but I don't think he's even getting enough mana. He has to hide outside of his fountain. That's how bad this is. There's a courier here. Why is the dire courier there? What the hell? That is not what I was expecting. Detlaf, no! Yes, save the Luna! Save her! What the hell? Whatever. GG is called. Guys, this is why you pressure the Alchemist, because it's usually what you need to be doing in order to win the game. Interesting game, GG. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. We got Jano Wakowalski saying, it was over when Void went Lincoln's first item. I'm inclined to agree. I mean, that obviously wasn't the only factor, but that is, like, the big contributing factor, right? It's like Faceless Void going for a slow item build, no acceleration against an Alchemist. That's definitely, like, not what... I mean, it's just not what Team Toast really needs to do. It's either you go all out aggro, or you go all out with the Hand of Midas's. And it's kind of going into that mid-range strategy up against a Luna Shadow Demon and Alchemist is not what you want to be doing. So, guys, it's going to be the end of the day. I think there's going to be a little bit of break for JDL for a couple more weeks. I'm not sure. Actually, hold on. Yeah, it seems like we're going to be having a little bit of break here, at least for me. There is going to be some more JDL from the Americas region in just a little bit. I'm going to look up who's actually going to be covering that. It will not be here. I will, maybe I'll drop them a host if the stream is online. It's going to be FDL going up against Evernova. That's going to be on twitch.tv/pandacasts. So you can go listen to her, and we'll see if she's good. I don't actually know if she's good. She might be good. But we're done for here, guys. If you enjoyed the games, be sure to hit the follow button down below. Be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, @MikeLoris. For right now, well, we'll see if FDL Evernova is going to be at all entertaining. See you guys next time. GG.